My name is Alexander Trifonov, and I'm head of PR at Gaijin Entertainment.
Let's start by talking about War Thunder and give us a sense of how big in scope the audience already is out there for this game.
Okay, our game has more than 7 million people around the world already, and the main thing is that our game is the first one to have so many platforms working in cross-platform environment in any generation ever, because right now we have Mac client, PC client. We launched the PlayStation 4 version last week in US, and it is cross-platform from the start. And here at E3 we are showing off the Linux version for the first time. It runs on Ubuntu, and it's not public yet, it's in beta, but it totally works. And here we are showing the cross-platform capabilities of our game, so you can play with your friends regardless of their platform. You can form squads with them, so up to 4 people can play together. They can play together in the same multiplayer matches, and also they can complete the single-player missions in co-op, because War Thunder has not only multiplayer battles, but also a whole lot of single-player content, like scenarios and even campaigns with historical footage, etc.
Let's talk a little about the actual gameplay experience during World War II. Started off in the air, and now you're adding the ground.
Okay, so in the beginning, War Thunder was only about planes, because our company has a lot of experience with flight simulation games. We did such games like Birds of Steel and Birds of Prey, and we even won the Best Simulation Award at last Gamescom. But recently, in May, we launched the Ground Forces expansion, and it is out from the start on PlayStation 4 as well. And this expansion adds ground forces into the game, such as tanks, armored vehicles, anti-air guns, because not only you can play tank versus tank battles in War Thunder, but there are also combined arms missions where the player-controlled tanks are fighting versus player-controlled planes. So the anti-air guns become very useful for this. But you can totally play like only planes versus planes or tanks versus tanks if you want. It's up to you.
From a historical perspective, talk a little about the gameplay and how people can relive different battles from the war.
Well, we have like dozens of different maps in our game, and all of them are based on real historical locations, like Stalingrad, Berlin, Pearl Harbor, etc. We have a lot of theaters of war, and for example, there is 2 single-player campaigns in our game, which can be purchased additionally, and they are dedicated to the war in the Pacific between USA and Japan. And all of the missions in these campaigns are based on real battles, like Battle of Midway, Battle of Pearl Harbor, Guadalcanal, etc. So, but even in regular multiplayer battles, we are using the real locations, like Spain, Kursk, for example, the largest tank battle in history, and our players love this. So our goal was always to maintain historical accuracy above all else, because there are no hit points in our game. For example, all of the planes and tanks are really existed. We don't use like any blueprint models like some other games do. So every vehicle, every plane, every tank that you will see in our game, and there are more than 400 of them already, by the way, they were real. They were used during the war, and you can still find them in museums and such. And we even go as far as locating these machines, like tanks and planes, in different museums all over the world. And we capture the sound, the engine sound, the gun sound, machine guns firing, etc. So all of the sound in our game, it's not like sound effects. It's the real engine sound, it's the real firing sound, etc.